Hello and welcome back to this channel. In today's video we are going to be learning how to make this shirt collar. If you're new here, thank you for clicking and please do well to subscribe, and if you're an old subscriber, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. I truly appreciate you for coming back. So without further ado, let's dive right into the video. So the materials we'll be needing will be displayed on the screen, and then the first thing you want to do is to measure around the shirt you've already sewn. And for mine, I'm marking 7, that is 14 divided into 2. So I'll be making use of 1 inch. So after marking that 7, I'll be marking that 1 inch. Marking 7, then I'll be marking 1 inch because the base of my collar I want it to be small. So I'll mark the 1 inch on both sides like this. After marking it, I'll pick up my ruler and then I'll mark out the point, the dotted point. I'll mark it out carefully. So after marking it out, then that 7, remember the neck is 14, I divided it into 4, that's 7. Then that 7, I'm still going to divide it into 2, and that gives me 3.5 inches. So I'm going to dot the midpoint, the middle of that 7 point. Then at the tip, I'll mark 1/4 of an inch on both sides. After marking 1/4 of an inch, then I'll pick up my ruler, or you can use your curved ruler, or you can use your free hand if you want to. Just make sure you're marking that 1/4 of an inch down to the midpoint. Carefully mark it. So after marking it, this is what it looks like. So after marking it like that, the next thing you want to do is to curve the edge. I want the edge of that collar to be curved. You can decide to measure it, but mine, I just decided to use my free hand to mark it out. After that, I'm going to mark 1 inch like this. That's where my collar will be coming out from. So I'm using 2 inch for this collar. Then I'll mark it from that 1 inch. Then the measurement I marked at the collar base is what I'm going to mark on top. So that my collar will be able to relax well, and then I'll draw it to meet the dotted points to meet each other. Take note that you can always use your curved ruler for this. I had to use what I had available at the time of this tutorial. And then I wanted the tip of my collar to be sharp, so that's why I'm making this. Then I'll mark it, I'll join it together to that 1 inch I initially marked. Don't mind that part, I'm not going to use that part, so I'm using the other part. Okay, so this is what we have. So the collar is already set. So after doing this now, I'll cut it out from my pattern paper carefully. Make sure you're cutting it carefully. I'll cut it out. Carefully, you have to be careful at that point so you won't cut out the wrong place. Cut it very carefully. You can see it now. It's already coming out. So you trim out the excess at the tip. Trim out that excess to make sure it is neat and fine. Carefully. So after cutting it out, this is what we have. You see, it's already looking like a collar. You can decide to use it like this, or you decide to split it into 2. For me, I'm going to split it into 2. So I'll go to my fabric and place it on my fabric. When cutting it, you need to cut it on fold. You know, the pattern paper is 1, so I have to bend my fabric into 2 to cut it on fold. And I'll be cutting 2 pieces. So I'm going to place it together And then if you are using interfacing, you have, after cutting, you need to iron it just for neat finish. So when you are done placing it on the fabric, the next thing you want to do is to cut out your patterns. Make sure you add allowance. I'm just using this for the purpose of this tutorial. So you cut it out, and for me, I'm going to split the pattern into two. Just watch, I'm going to split it into two. So the collar stand is going to be standing separately, while the other part is also going to stand separately. So, and this is what we have after splitting it into two. So I'm going to cut the fabric for this part, unfold, the other part to unfold. I'm going to cut two pieces for each. If you're adding interfacing after cutting, that's when you add your interfacing, and make sure you give it a neat press. Make sure it is neatly pressed so that your collar can come out neat and beautiful. Cutting my this is what we have. You can see it is now long because I cut it on fold. So I'll go ahead and cut another one because I need to. And then for these two, I'm going to cut out two. So this is it now after cutting. So I have this now, 2 pieces for this and the 2 pieces for the other part of the collar stand. So this is the 2 now. So in total I have 4, 2 for the collar stand, 2 for the main collar. So if I'm going to use interfacing at this point, I'll iron it. Then you go ahead to your sewing machine and sew the topmost part. Sew it like this. Follow the direction of my hand. Yes, so I'll go to the machine and sew it. So after sewing and turning it around and giving it a neat press, this is what I have. So I'll pick up my collar stand at this point, open it up, just watch carefully, open it up on both sides, and on the second side I'll open it up again. I'll place it on it carefully, so it's like I'm putting in the collar in between the collar stand, all of them right sides fitting each other. So I'll now go ahead and sew the tip round, and after that you iron it, and this is what you have. Your collar is ready. So please, if you are yet to subscribe, please do well to subscribe. And if you have any questions, please do well to drop it in the comment section. Thank you for watching.